Welcome to News West 9's West Texas View with Johnny Lou Avery.
Welcome to our program today. We are having a very great opportunity to again hear Dr. Bobby Jain, who is a psychiatrist. He teaches at the Texas Tech University Health Science Center, but he also is in private practice with the Texas Tech physicians. And so you'll see his name rolling across the screen with numbers that you can reach him if you'd like to either talk to him about the possibility of how to get into medical school and into the specialty of psychiatry, or if you'd like to make an appointment, then they can handle you with the number that will be rolling across the screen. But he comes regularly. We are so fortunate to have him to grace our studio usually about every 3 months, and I always just have a flood of questions from people after he's been here. And so I was teasing him before we started the program today that I never get to know what he wants to talk about because I'm always asking him all these questions for our viewers. And so we're going to kind of do a combination of both of those, and we're probably going to do a couple of programs today and answer a lot of your questions, so continue to call me with those. And Dr. Jain, thank you so much for being here today. It's such a pleasure to have you back. And I know you've been a busy guy.
Well, never too busy to be here. It's always so much fun. I was thinking about myself that staying in my ivory tower office and seeing patients all throughout and teaching medical students and those called academic world, never get to interact with the real folks. With due respect to my patients, the kind of questions I was reviewing and what I have to answer, they're so refreshing and so out of the box kind of mentality that I never get to think about it, and so I really enjoy. In fact, I should be paying you to be here rather than anything else.
That's not true, but we have had some unusual questions, and one of the things that has been unusual for me is it's not rare for a woman to call in and she's talking about her grandchild or her children or herself. But we've had more men call in the last few times that you've been on the program, asking questions to relate to you. So we're going to be doing some of that today. So.
Great. It's always been difficult to get men come out of their macho self and accept the fact that men are human beings.
That's
also.
Right. Absolutely.
And the fact that mental illness and emotional problems, men suffer equally. You know, of course, the prevalence of emotional concerns are more in women, but men are not immune to it, and usually it comes out as either aggression or drinking or other forms of behavior. So I'm really glad that we are reaching out to that segment of population which are really difficult to get into, and accepting the fact that we need some emotional help.
Yes, and we have always new viewers because of our mobile society and new people moving to the Permian Basin. And let's give a little bit of background about you before we start. So just give us a brief capsule.
Okay, very good. I was born in India, but I came to America as fast and as quickly as I could come, particularly to West Texas. I've been here for about 3 years, not to say that India is not my home. India is my first home.
And you still have a lot of family.
I have a lot of family out there. It made me who I am. I'm so very grateful to my original country, but America is my country too. I'm a naturalized citizen, and I've been here in West Texas for about three and a half years. And I am very happy here to be in this very friendly, very loving and accepting people. And since our new dean and our new management has come, Dr. Ventolini has been here, things have been very different, and looking up in terms of psychiatry and other clinical services. We have acquired the whole university, the whole medical school has acquired close to about $23–24 million over the next 3 or 4 years, with the sole purpose of expanding services, not only psychiatry, but OBGYN, pediatrics, family practice, surgery, internal medicine, every specialty. In the last year or so, we have hired tremendously, and we are expanding tremendously in reaching out to both Odessa and Midland and other specialties. Just to give an example, we had psychiatry, department of psychiatry itself have gotten close to about $6 million, close to for over a 4-month period. It all depends on how much we progress, and one of the questions I saw that was to reach out psychiatry in far-flung areas, inner pockets of West Texas, where traveling to see a psychiatrist can be as long as 2 hours drive, which is, I think, in America and this time and age is close to being ridiculous. So we are using telepsychiatry. What really means is that using computerized technology, new availability of resources that we have, that I and other psychiatrists can reach out folks living 500, 600 miles over a computer, over television, almost like a Skype for those people who are familiar with it, to able to see patients, able to interact with patients and treat them and help them the best we can do. We have other projects also coming up, including reaching out adolescent kids who are self-mutilating, self-harming themselves. They're not exactly suicidal, but there seems to be a new fashion in younger adolescents to cut themselves in order to feel better. It's a sign of emotional distress and pain, and we're going to be addressing that. And so also women who have given birth to a child, or to a newborn, postpartum as we call it, women struggling with depression, which is a very common form of illness, very under-recognized, but the need is humongous. So we have an upcoming project where we will be addressing and finding these women, because if we don't treat the women, the newborn infant gets affected, the whole family gets affected, and it's a recurrent problem, because with every childbirth the problem actually gets worse.
Yeah, and we just had in the news the death of a small child that was neglected because the mother had postpartum
It's postpartum depression. Moms become, I mean, we know with mom, with instinct is there to bond and form attachment to the child, but such a devastating illness is postpartum depression that the mom is not capable of.
They're just immobile.
Immobile.
We're going to have to take a break right now, but didn't I tell you that this was going to be a great program? So we'll see you in just a minute and continue this conversation.
Stay tuned. West Texas View will be right back.